Let's be real for a second. Looking for a trustworthy 9mm pistol under $500 right now feels a lot like hunting for a dependable used pickup. You're either buried under a mountain of choices that sound great in the ads but choke the minute they hit the range, or you're staring at an entry-level gun pushing $900 with a trigger that feels like it's dragging through mud. But here's the part nobody tells you straight up. You can still buy a reliable, accurate, and actually enjoyable 9mm without emptying your savings account. And I'm not talking about some sketchy pot metal range toy you'd never trust when it counts. I'm talking about real pistols, guns that keep running when they're dirty, hold up to everyday carry, home defense, and yes, a little real-world abuse. In this video, I'm breaking down 7 of the best budget-friendly 9mm pistols that flat out deliver. These aren't just cheap options. They're shooter-tested, track record-proven handguns that earn every dollar you spend on them. So whether you're brand new to handguns or you just refuse to overpay for hype, you're in the right place. Let's get into it. And we're kicking things off with a pistol most folks already recognize, and for good reason. Let's start this list with a small pistol that disappears better than your regrets after a long Friday night. The Ruger Max 9. Don't let the compact size fool you. Ruger didn't just crank out another Micro 9. They built a fully loaded, optics-ready concealed carry pistol that punches way above its price tag and still vanishes under a t-shirt. The first thing that hits you is how compact it feels. It's right in that Glock 43 size class, but somehow Ruger managed to squeeze in 10+1 or 12+1 capacity, which is a big deal in the micro-compact world. That's real firepower in a handgun that's barely over 6 inches long, and it's still controllable on the range. Here's where Ruger really nailed it. The Max 9 comes optic ready from the factory, no slide cutting, no sending it off, no extra bills. Bolt on your favorite red dot and you're rolling. And if you're an iron sight guy, the high visibility tritium front sight pops hard in low light. Easy to pick up even when things get dim. I carried this pistol daily for months and it never gave me a reason to doubt it. It's lightweight, slim, smooth on the draw, and it actually gives you a full grip. None of that half-hand micro pistol nonsense. Your pinky stays where it belongs. Reliability? I ran everything through it. Brass, steel, aluminum, defensive hollow points, even some sketchy imported stuff. The Max 9 didn't flinch. Load it, shoot it, clear it, repeat. It ran clean right out of the box with zero break-in drama. Now, is the trigger match grade? No. But it's consistent, the reset is solid, and it does exactly what you expect every time. For a street price hovering around $400 to $440, you're getting features you normally see on pistols that cost a couple hundred more. Small, capable, and built to work. The Ruger Max 9 is proof that compact doesn't mean compromised. Now we're moving from a pistol everyone recognizes to one that barely gets talked about. And honestly, that's a crime. The Mossberg MC2 is one of the most underrated carry guns I've run under the $500 mark, and it deserves a whole lot more respect. Yes, that Mossberg, the same company that built its name on legendary pump shotguns, didn't just dip a toe into handguns. They showed up ready to compete. The MC2 is a striker-fired, polymer frame, double-stack 9mm that gives you 13+1 or 15+1 capacity, depending on the mag. On paper, that already sounds good. In the hand, it's even better. This thing is slim, just a hair over an inch wide, but somehow still gives you a real, confidence-inspiring grip. No slippery feeling, no fighting the gun during recoil. It's one of the few compact pistols that doesn't feel like it's trying to squirm out of your hand when you start shooting fast. And here's the part nobody expects, the trigger. It's not just good for the price, it's flat out solid. Clean break, short reset, and predictable every single pull. That matters when you're running drills or carrying a gun you might actually depend on. I ran every type of ammo I could find through mine. Range brass, steel case, defensive hollow points, and the MC2 just kept chugging along. No hiccups, no drama. Just smooth, consistent cycling like you want from a serious carry pistol. Mossberg also nailed the little details. You get usable slide serrations that don't chew up your hands, a reversible magazine release, and an easy takedown system that doesn't require a PhD or 3 tools. It's clearly designed by people who actually shoot. Mossberg doesn't have big handgun hype yet, and honestly, that's probably why this pistol flies under the radar. No influencer tax, no inflated pricing, just a well-built, dependable carry gun that proves you don't need a famous logo to get real performance. The MC2 isn't flashy, but it works, and sometimes that's exactly what you want. Now let's change lanes and talk about a handgun that actually fixes a problem most manufacturers pretend doesn't exist. The Smith & Wesson M and P9 Shield EZ is easily one of the most approachable 9mm pistols ever made. If you care more about control and confidence than looking tactical on Instagram, this one's built for you. Everything about the Shield EZ is designed to make shooting simpler. The slide is unbelievably really easy to rack. No fighting it, no awkward techniques. Recoil is smooth and forgiving, and the grip safety blends in so naturally you forget it's even there. I've handed this pistol to people who struggle with full-size duty guns, folks who can't rack a Glock 19 to save their life, and you can literally watch the stress leave their face. That's what this gun does. It removes frustration and replaces it with confidence. It's an ideal fit for older shooters, anyone dealing with arthritis, or brand new gun owners who want something they can run well from day one. Internally, it's hammer-fired, which gives you a trigger that feels clean and consistent. No gritty take-up, no vague wall, just a smooth, predictable pull every time. Capacity sits at 8+1, and while that's not setting any records, the magazines feature load assist tabs, so you're not wrestling springs or wrecking your thumbs just to top them off. For personal defense, it's plenty. This isn't a flashy range toy or tactical cosplay. It's a practical, real-world handgun built for people who actually want to shoot well and trust their equipment. And because of that, the Shield EZ remains one of the most overlooked pistols on the market. Sometimes the best gun isn't the loudest. It's the one that works when you need it. Alright, now we're taking a quick trip overseas to Turkey. And before you roll your eyes or smash the back button, just give me a second. These next pistols are changing the conversation around budget handguns, and they're delivering way more than their price tags suggest. Leading the charge is the absolute bruiser of the group, the SAR-9 Compact. This is not some bargain bin knockoff made from questionable materials. It's a true duty level 9mm built on the same platform that survived NATO endurance testing without breaking a sweat. SAR USA took that heavy-duty DNA and trimmed it down into a size that actually makes sense for everyday carry. Picture a rugged Glock-style slide paired with a grip that feels more like an HKVP9, only without the wallet shock. You're getting a 15-round magazine plus one in the chamber, fully ambidextrous controls, and a low-bore axis that keeps recoil smooth and flat during rapid fire. But the real standout here is the grip. With interchangeable backstraps and a well-thought-out ergonomic design, it settles into your hand naturally and stays there. It doesn't feel forced or awkward, it just works. This isn't a pistol, you baby. It's built to be run hard. I personally sent well over 1,000 rounds through mine without a single hiccup. I let it get hot, dropped it in the dirt, and generally treated it like a duty gun, and it never complained. At roughly the $350 to $400 range, this thing is an absolute workhorse. For the money, the value isn't just good, it's borderline ridiculous. If the SAR-9 is built like a bulldozer, then the Knick TP9 Elite SC is the hot rod of the group. And it all starts with the trigger. The first time I pressed the trigger on a Knick, I honestly paused for a second. Not because of recoil, the gun shoots soft, but because it felt too good. I actually wondered if something was off. For a pistol in this price range, the trigger is almost unfair. You get a well-defined wall, a clean snap on the brake, and one of the shortest, most positive resets you'll find on any factory handgun. No upgrades needed, no excuses. This trigger embarrasses pistols that cost hundreds more. It's the kind of setup that makes you burn through ammo with a grin on your face, just because it feels that good to shoot. And the rest of the gun keeps up. The fit and finish are solid, the slide coating holds up to real use, and nothing about it feels cheap or rushed. It ships with a 12-round flush-fit magazine and a 15-round extended option, and it comes optics ready right from the factory, all for roughly $400. The TP9 Elite SC doesn't come across as a budget compromise. It feels like you caught a pricing mistake, and you're smart enough to take advantage of it. Alright, we've reached the final two, and I'm calling it a tie because best depends on what you care about most. One of these takes the crown for pure value, the other rules on performance. Let's start with the value champ. If there were a royal court for budget pistols, the Taurus G3X wouldn't just be invited, it would be running the place. Crown on its head, 15-round magazine in hand, no debate. And I'm not exaggerating. This gun has absolutely no right to be this capable at a price that usually starts with a 2. Yeah, Taurus used to have a rough track record, no dodging that. But over the last few years, they've completely turned the ship around, and the G3 lineup is proof they figured it out. The G3X is a smart mashup done right. You get the shorter, carry-friendly slide from the compact model paired with the full-size grip that holds 15 rounds. That combo gives you better control, a more confident draw, and extra capacity, without turning the gun into a brick on your belt. It's a sweet spot most companies somehow miss. The trigger uses a staged system with a smooth take-up and second strike capability. It's not built for competition trophies, but it's predictable, repeatable, and easy to learn fast, which matters way more in a defensive gun. Where this pistol really earns its reputation, though, is reliability. I've seen G3XS chew through thousands of rounds of absolute bargain bin ammo, the kind of stuff people hesitate to run through guns that cost 3 times as much. Dirty, cheap, inconsistent, it doesn't matter. The G3X just keeps cycling. For the money, there's nothing else that matches this level of dependability, features, and real-world performance. In 2025, if value is the metric, the Taurus G3X isn't just near the top, it owns the category. Now, if you've got a little extra room in your budget and you care more about how a pistol shoots than just chasing the lowest sticker price, this is where things get interesting. This is the shooter's pick, the CZ-P10. This isn't just another plastic striker-fired handgun tossed into an already crowded market. The P10 was engineered with one clear goal: outperform Glock on its own turf, and depending on who you talk to, it absolutely pulled that off. Let's start with the feel. The P10 locks into your hand like it was custom fit. The grip angle feels natural, the texture is grippy without chewing up your skin, and every control falls right where your thumb expects it. If you've ever struggled with Glock's grip geometry or felt like you were constantly adjusting your wrist, this thing feels like instant relief. Then there's the trigger, and this is classic CZ. You get a clear, defined wall and a sharp, clean break that's built for fast, repeatable shooting. It's not flashy, it's just right. Combine that with the low-bore axis and excellent ergonomics, and the result is a pistol that shoots incredibly flat and tracks fast between shots. Reliability? Rock solid. I've personally pushed well over 1,000 rounds through mine, including dirty range ammo and suppressed shooting sessions, and it never skipped a beat. No drama, no ammo sensitivity, just consistent function every time you pull the trigger. And the best part? You can routinely find the CZ-P10 hovering around the $450 mark. For that price, you're getting a performance-focused handgun that feels purpose-built for people who actually shoot. If value has a king, this is the king of performance. Let me wrap it up like this. If I had to grab one pistol from this entire lineup and run it hard, no lights, no second guesses, pure muscle memory, I'm going with the CZ every single time. No debate. That gun is living proof that affordable doesn't mean settling for less. It's the shooter's gun on this list, plain and simple. And that's the takeaway. 7 rock-solid pistols that prove you don't need a 4-digit price tag to own something you can depend on when it matters. Cost doesn't automatically equal capability. Now I want to hear from you. Which one gets your vote? Who's your value champ? And what's your top pick for pure shootability? Drop it in the comments. If this video helped you out, hit that like button and make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss what's coming next. More gear, more honesty, and zero hype. Right here. I'll catch you in the next one.